Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, family. Good morning, future grandbabies. I hope all is well to you, with you, rather. I wrote myself a list today. I've been up since about 5:30 this morning, drinking coffee. My mind got to wandering, and I was thinking about, the hidden dangers that most riders ignore. So I wrote a list. I got 5. It's going to be a short one today. It's going to be to the point. It's the dangers that we don't see that usually hurt us the most, that are just right there, hiding in plain sight. It's a crazy thing. We see it; it's right there on the road, but we don't make any effort to really avoid it because we're just a little bit dealing with complacency. I can tell you, as a former police officer who used to work the road, that I've seen a lot of accidents. I've seen motorcycle accidents, I've seen car accidents, just a lot of tragedies, right? And I can tell you that most accidents happen within miles of your home. I'm not exactly sure the statistical number, but I can tell you it happens within, in probability, like 4 to 5 miles away from home. And typically it doesn't happen because there are dangers out there that are looking to seek to destroy us or hurt us. It's because we become complacent. Literally, it's because of complacency. Complacency can delete someone. Think about it. A small patch of wet leaves, some gravel, things of that nature. These things are oftentimes things that we don't really pay attention to because, some people think their skill level is beyond worrying about these things. Or some people just aren't aware of the hidden dangers. I saw a video last night. A young man was riding his girlfriend on a bagger-style vehicle. I think it was a Goldwing, an older Goldwing. And, he went over that. It was wet. He was going through some twisties. I think he may or may have not been on the tail of the dragon. And I've never been, so I don't know. But he was on those yellow lines and the lines that are on the road. If you've never experienced this, especially you new riders out there, if you've never experienced this, I can tell you from experience, those lines are super slippery. That's something I learned in the first weeks of riding. I had my Indy Ridge boots, very nice boots that I wear when I'm riding, and sometimes, and they're very thick, very strong, but these particular boots don't have a lot of grip on the bottom for wetness. In my opinion, they're great boots. Don't get me wrong. I wear them all the time still. And I actually put my foot down on the paint at a stoplight, kind of stopped a little bit ahead of the bar when I wasn't, in the proper placement for shopping, and my foot slipped. And I realized then, because I almost dropped the bike, that was an issue. So I want to tell you just like this, if you're a new rider, I'm not going to be able to tell senior riders much. I'm not as skilled, in my opinion, as someone who's been riding 15 years. Let me take this off for a second. Who's been riding for 15 or 16 years. I will tell you this, that, you can't ride on autopilot. You've got to be aware, scanning all the time. I've talked about this. New riders, returning riders who haven't ridden in a while, I've talked about this many times. You've got to be able to scan your environment ferociously. Know who's near you, know who's not near you. Do not allow for distractions like the cell phone or music on your screen, or you're playing with your little info circle there. Be sure to take care of yourself. All right, I got a list here, and the first one on my list is the illusion of familiar roads. Just because you ride on these roads, and I just spoke about them, just because you spoke about being complacent and what you got going on, just know that the familiarity of the road can make you complacent because you ride it 100 times a day. I can tell I've been with my wife. She commutes this route, pretty much a route that she takes every day, and I can tell you straight up. And we were riding the other day on this road. And she was like, "Oh, the cops are sitting right there. Troopers sit over here." And I'm like, I've been driving for 40 something years. Like, let me handle it, right? So, but she's very familiar with the road, and I will tell you, in my own experience, it's gotten her a ticket because of her complacency, and that's with her driving. Number 2, cages. The enemies are in your blind spot. All right, cages are not looking for you, right? Those who drive their vehicles to work or home or school, or whatever, every day, they are not looking for you. Please be mindful of the space you're in. You may be in the far left lane at the line, away from somebody on your right trying to get past them, and they're in their own world. I've spoke about this before. They're in their own world. They're looking at their phone. Some instances, reading a book. I seen a lady reading a book one time while I was riding. I'm like, how are you reading a book and I'm on cruise control? I'm like, this car must be autonomous. Just be careful when you're riding in your area. New riders, I can't express this enough. I don't want to preach to you, but I mean, I've always been KO'd a couple times from people who just weren't paying attention. Okay, we touched bases on this a little bit already. Gravel, wet leaves, but my next one, my 4th one, would be road camouflage. Right. So not just the gravel, the leaves. We're talking about the shadowy portions of the road where someone may have dropped oil, or it might be wet. Don't rush over these overpasses without really taking a good glance ahead of you. Road camouflage is probably the worst for a rider. I just spoke about highway gators, right? Someone semi-blow a tire and the rubber comes off, and now you got a gator on the ground, and that glare in combination with the road camouflage, man, you're going to tear yourself up. So be mindful, and that goes back to scanning religiously. When you're riding your motorcycle, don't just scan for the cages. Scan for the objects in the road. And listen, I'm not a proponent of any particular app or navigation app, but if you have a Waze and even Google Maps, you can get alerts when people are seeing these items in the roadway. So that might be something you might want to consider if you got CarPlay or Android Auto on your bike or something, or on your phone, and you're able to see those alerts that people may put out there. And oftentimes you might be able to give them some heads up as well. Help each other out on the road. Cages and bikers alike, we're all on the same road, right? We got to share it together. Listen, at the end of the day, we always like to say the machine is having some kind of issue, or the machine is tired if you're driving choppy. It might be you. You might be the one that's riding choppy or driving choppy, man. You might be fatigued or tired. You might need to consider you need some rest. I'm guilty of this. I'll ride until I can't ride no more. I'll drive until I can't drive no more. And I've oftentimes have to be told, pull over, go get some rest, or listen, stay hydrated. This is a bonus. Stay hydrated out here too, because that heat will get you. That adds to your fatigue. Stay hydrated. Also, keep in mind that you need to eat. I don't care if you eat fruit, if you're a vegan or whatever. Find some substances. Thank you very much for listening to me today. Like I said, this is a journey that I'm on. I want to learn as much as I can. I told my boss the other day, and I were talking about riding and gold wings and what have you, and I told him that I feel like I'm catching up on a lost time in my life. Like my only regret about motorcycle riding at this point is the fact that I have not been riding since I was 20-something years old, right? That's my only regret. Listen, if you got yourself a motorcycle in the garage, pull it out, dust it off, gas it up, and enjoy the ride.